don't think that was a daily 100 yet. Got reset, try again. Today we're gonna be doing a 1 month review on my 2020 S1000RR. 2020 because they decided to sell it as a 2020 in the US. Don't ask me why, I don't know, but it's a 2020. Same bike as the 2019 that's being sold in the rest of the world. Now I've had the bike for about 7 weeks, so it's been a little bit more than a month, but with as busy as I am, and the fact that I actually bought this bike like 3 days after my second child was born, I feel like the amount that I've ridden it is probably about the amount that someone would have gotten in, look at this, freaking 6th gear, just turn and pull. This could be a cop right in front of me, so I better be careful. You're not a cop. You're just a wannabe who looks like them. So yeah, I feel like the amount that I've ridden it is about as much as someone who's had a bike for a month would have ridden it. Maybe even less. But I've got, what do I have on here? I think if I go up, I can back up to the main screen. I think I'd change this. 836 miles. Yeah, that's not outstanding, but I put about 250 miles on the bike since I did the first service, and I've had about 50 miles since I did my ECU flash. So I'm not going to just talk about the bike in its current form, but how it's been like the whole time owning it, and hopefully help you guys out. Maybe some of you who are considering the bike, people who are getting the bike in the future when it's not a 2020 anymore and they're out with the 2021, 2022. If you want to watch the videos from when I bought the bike and my first ride on this bike, I'll link those down in the description. I go over some more of my thoughts on, you know, why I got the bike and what it meant to me and all that jazz. So if you want to see that, you can check it out. But long story short, the BMW S1000RR has been a dream bike of mine. When they announced that they were coming out with a new generation, I knew I had to have it. I really wanted to get back on a leader bike. I used to have an R1, I sold it, and well, I bought an R6, and then I kept them both for a while, and then I sold my R1. I just really wanted to get back on a leader bike. So here we are with the S1000RR. Now, it is easily the most expensive bike I've owned. It is the fastest bike. It has the most features. It is the nicest to ride. And these are all in relation to other sport bikes. It's just a really high quality machine. This, compared to the Yamaha sport bikes that I've had, is like the fit and finish and the quality. It's apparent. Like, it's not just like you're paying for a name. You're actually getting your money's worth for what the bike is. Now, there's a big caveat to this, and I've talked about it, and some people don't believe me on some of this stuff, but there's a major restriction on this bike from the factory for US bikes. The European bikes have some restrictions as well, but nowhere near as bad as they are for the US bikes. So if you're getting the bike in the US, it's something that you're going to have to consider. If you're the kind of person that wants to buy a motorcycle and not do anything to it, I can't say I'd recommend the bike, because in its current form, there's your deadly 100. Not in my current form, but it's in its factory form with the restrictions. It is so far from what the bike should be that I don't think you're getting your money's worth. I love the bike, and I love everything about it, but that one point, I think, ruins the value that you're getting from it. Now, if you're okay with flashing the ECU and getting rid of that restriction, because an ECU flash does get rid of it, and holy crap, the difference is massive. If you're okay with doing that, then throw that thought out the door. The bike is 1,000 times worth it, but it needs to be flashed. You can't get this bike and keep it in stock form and get what you should out of this bike, even with like normal restrictions that you would expect from a sport bike, normal emissions stuff. This is way beyond that. Now, I ECU flash all my bikes anyway, so it's not really a huge deal to me, but just know that when you get this thing, you're going to notice the restrictions, because it is incredibly apparent. Now, once you do have the ECU flash done, oh boy, this thing freaking screams. Every gear, doesn't matter where you are, what speed. effortless. Good Lord, that's effortless. Oh my gosh, the bike is stupid fast. Now my bike has the M package. That comes with the M fairings, the colorway you see here. It comes with the M seat. It comes with the lightweight lithium battery, and it comes with the carbon fiber wheels and something else. Is it the Race Pro modes? I think that's probably the M package. And it also has a select package. This has like cruise control, the dynamic damping control. And I think there may be a couple other things that I'm forgetting that come with the packages that I got on my bike. I love it. I wanted this colorway. It was also the only bikes that were in the US at the time. You could only get this exact setup with these packages. It was kind of weird. This is all they shipped for the first shipment to the US. At least I think, I'm pretty sure. And I wanted the bike right away. I could not wait. So that's what I got. I was kind of going back and forth whether I wanted the full M package, select package, or just a base model. But at the end of the day, I wanted to go all out. Like this is, like I said, this is a dream bike of mine, and I wanted to go for the top of the line. I wanted to get everything that you could get. Obviously, it depends on what you're going to be doing on the bike, but the carbon fiber wheels alone, in my opinion, are worth the cost of the M package. But you can totally get what this has in the M package without paying for the M package. But if you don't like the fairings, you don't want the freaking 2x4 seat, it's so hard. It really is the hardest seat I've sat on. But you know, for short rides and whatnot, it's not that bad. I've been riding for, I don't know, maybe 20-30 minutes right now. I'm still completely fine. I know there's a guy that messaged me, and he actually did a gel insert on his. I know Louis Moto offers a gel insert. I might be doing that on this seat. Don't know yet. Maybe I'll buy a second seat to swap in. We'll see. I haven't taken it to the track yet, so I can't speak to making use of like the Race Pro modes or the dynamic damping control. I think it's really awesome that my bike has that, so that I can make use of it, but I just haven't made use of that yet, so I can't really speak to it. If you're going to be using the bike on the street though, the cruise control that comes in the select package is really nice. I rode this bike back from Louisiana when I bought it, about 6 hours, and the cruise control is really nice to have. It's crazy having that on a sport bike. You just slide that switch over, hit that tab, and you've got cruise control on a freaking race bike. It's incredible. It works really well too. It's just crazy to me on a bike like this. It's a sport bike made like M package form, like made as one of the premier race bikes that you can get. And it has freaking cruise control. It has heated grips too. Now I live in Texas, so the number of days that I can make use of heated grips are like, I can count them on one hand. But it's really cool that it has it. If this is going to be your all-around, do everything sport bike, it's going to be able to do it. The bike comes with a quick shifter that works up and down, does rev matching, auto blipping downshifts. That is incredible. I love it. I knew that on the next bike that I got, I would have it. Even if I didn't have it, I would add it, because having ridden a bike with it before, it was just so incredible. All you got to do, as long as you're off the throttle, just step down. Look at that. There's another daily 100 for you. It's like a slingshot. After you do that ECU flash, man, you just freaking crank back and it goes. Definitely the smoothest bike that I've ever ridden. It's got throttle by wire, so it's not a manual connection. There's no throttle cables. The place that I notice it the most is at low speed, making turns. Normally when you're trying to like feather the throttle going around a turn, in order to make it smooth, you usually have to add a little clutch feather. But with this, you can just maintain you know, like a steady second gear, one hand throttle around a turn, like even making a 90-degree turn at an intersection, and it's so smooth. There's no hesitation. There's no like slack. You don't feel any slack in there because there's no cables. It's just very smooth, very easy to manage, and it's those little things that you really do notice if you haven't ridden a bike like this before. Even down to the freaking bolts. Like, These are the nicest, highest quality bolts that I've seen. They're nothing exciting. They're not titanium or anything like that. They're just, they look high quality. Now, while I have a second here at a stoplight, one of the things that is, you know, bugs me a little bit. It's not that bad. Is that, well, one, this is not what I was going to talk about, but it's nearly impossible to find neutral on this thing. I don't know if it's just mine or if other people have this issue with this bike too, but so many times it just does not want to go in neutral. But no, what I was going to talk about is that I love the dash. It's really nice. It has a crap ton of features. They introduced the BMW Wonder Wheel over here to actually navigate through everything, but it's slow. It's kind of laggy. And for something that just came out on such a high-end bike, I would expect a little bit faster of a processor in here to make it so it's not so incredibly slow. And it's not that bad. Let me go back over here to the additional screens here. This is where it's the slowest I've noticed. Click to the left, now it goes. Click to the left, now it goes. It's not a big deal. It's not like it takes 10 seconds to load anything. It's just a little bit slower than I would expect from such a nice looking screen. The other thing is it's got built-in navigation that you can connect to your phone, but you have to use a BMW app and the navigation built into that app in order to use it, which kind of sucks. But I mean, I don't really see another way they can implement it unless they had, you know, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay or whatever it's called. But it's kind of frustrating that in order to make use of that, you have to use their app and their navigation. The bike is really nice to ride. The comfort is top notch. Aside from the seat, which is understandable, it's got the race seat on here. But just the way the bike feels, like the form factor of it, the shape, how my legs sit around the tank, the weight of it, it all feels really, really good. It's honestly surprising to me that a bike with this much power, a liter bike, can have such a low weight and actually feel like it's really light. That was one of the things that bugged me about my old R1. It wasn't as much of an issue on the new R1. They shed a good deal of weight and they kind of narrowed it up a little bit, but it still felt a little bit heavier. This, on the other hand, it feels really light. It doesn't feel like you're lugging anything around. It feels like it's the perfect weight that this bike should be. There's so much to love about this bike, and it really could be the perfect bike for a lot of different people because it can fit so many different use cases. Whether you want something that can be a touring sport bike, you want it to be the perfect top-end track bike, you want it to just be a nice, comfortable commuter, aside from the seat. It really is impressive what BMW has done with it. Now, supposedly there's some recalls on some bikes in some parts of the world. You can watch my video talking about that if you want to. I've got no recalls on mine. Now, finally, I know I've seen some people sell their bike. The ECU flash didn't come out until a couple weeks ago, so it wasn't available back when these guys sold their bikes, but I really think that they missed out. I think once that's taken care of, this is one of the premier sport bikes that you can get right now. And I am very, very happy with this bike. No plans to sell this thing anytime soon. I'm keeping it. I love it. It's the best bike that I've ever owned. If you have any questions, by all means, leave a comment down below and I'll try to get to it. I'll be making tons of videos with this in the future, so if you want to get notified of all the things that I do to this bike and all the vlogs that I make riding this thing, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, turn on all notifications so you guys get notified. I really appreciate you guys checking the video out. If you wanted to get any of my merch, you can get it at motonosity.com/shop. Y'all been awesome. I've been Motonosity. This has been a video on my 2020 S1000RR. If you want to see another video like this after like 6 months, let me know. We'll see if my thoughts change. But that's it. Remember, life's better with horsepower. Keep life lived, and I'll see you guys in the next video.